Hi, welcome back to One Word a Day. I'm Sophie, your guide into the world of Chinese. What we do here is I will show you one word a day, but it got the seed was planted from yesterday. So I will review what we learned yesterday, and from yesterday, one or two characters I'm going to reuse in the new word of today. So yesterday we talked about 漫不经心, which is a state of checked out mind, that whatever is happening, mostly like in the context of being, you're learning something or studying something, you put yourself in there, but you totally checked out, like you couldn't take in any new information. So that's the state of mindset we talk about. 漫不经心, unfocused or neglective, not passing through your heart, which is your brain. And we have this 经, this word. Oh, I forgot to highlight again, but this is a carryover word, and I simply, because you see both of this got the thread in it, right? So this is the meaning maker. That means it's a textile, it's a thread. And in the ancient artwork of weaving on a loom, or whatever the old way of weaving fabrics. So we have warp, which is going this way, and weft, which is going this way. This is like in the view of the weaver, right? So if this is, in front of you, spread out, distance from you, this is warp. If this is parallel to you, the weaver, this is weft. And 纵经纬纵横 is the full word. And the weft and warp, the warp and the weft situation, we also use this two word, 经纬, as the modern geographic description of, the globe. If this is the pole, this way of the pole, the globe, and we use 经 as latitude, this way, from north to south pole, or the other way around. And 纬 is longitude, the horizontal way, like from east to west, or the other way. So that kind of a nice carryover of the meaning from the loom, like you're weaving the fabric to the globe, which is also a gridline, right? So both of them make sense. 纵横, okay, 纵 simply means vertical, and you can also see from the structure of the word, it got the fabric on the side, and this means follow in its original meaning, but here is sound maker. So all of these are sound makers, and all of these are related to fabric, and you can almost visualize that this is going this way vertically. It's called a zoom. 横. Okay, so now we have a change of the elements in there. So instead of fabric, we have a wood in there. We're talking about a cross with a canopy pointing downward. That's the word, the symbol for wood. And 横, on the right side, it's also like sound maker. By itself, it pronounced as 黄, but it doesn't sound like anything to do with 横. So in this language evolution, sometimes the sound also change over time, right? So, but originally it was the sound marker of this. And you can see this word, well, in current meaning, it means yellow, the color yellow. And it got a lot of, perpendicular structures, rectangular forms. So you have pretty squarish image over there to mean that this is, the beam, the horizontal thing. Well, except this too, that's kind of not in a strict line. So now we have, I feel this is a very good, almost like a scientifically related characters, that you have the direction, mostly direction of how you describe the things in relation to the viewer, right? So you have warp this way, and you have weft this way, and you have vertical this way, and you have horizontal this way. And altogether, 经纬纵横, if we use the four all together, to me, it just gives me, the visual of the grid line in front of me. So if we want to go one step further, like what does it mean, like a grid line? Like why you even have like a 4-character phrase to describe a grid line? It could be extended into the meaning of the world, like the relationships, the complexities in the worldly events. So you have this grid line in front of you, and things are happening, and you're trying to, sort of make a orientation or navigation through this grid line to see the relationships between them. So I want to just show you an old picture, supposedly old picture. It could be like modern people's imagination of the old lifestyle of women. In the last episode, we're talking about, okay, men, mostly the men spending time reading through the, the Chinese classicals, whatever educational material that was back then. What women were doing, they spent a lot of time doing this manual production of fabrics. There were like this loom looks to me, the structure-wise, it's like imported. It was not original Chinese loom. May or may not be, I don't exactly know. But this looks to me a Western invention of this loom mechanism that you kind of like the early days between, before the engine-powered machine, based industrial mass production of fabrics, but the structure, the mechanicals, not the engine not there, but the mechanicals of how things are put together, how the thread comes in this way and this way, how things are woven together. So this is just the manual loom not used by women, at least maybe 100 years ago, to produce fabric. And I guess all these colorations were later added on because it was black and white back then. But you can also see the clothing back then, how women wear. We talked about if it's a long gown, it signifies this person is not working class, like it doesn't need to work. In this case, it shows this not long gown. So for women back then, it's probably above the knee. The hem stops about the knee so that it's still convenient to walk around to do the whatever work she needs to do. So it's more practical clothing for the working class back then. Yep, I think that's about it. My personal experience with loom, I almost bought a hand loom at some point in my life because I enjoy this creation. You can put in the thread of your choice and make a picture from it. So basically make two-dimensional art with the loom, but it's really, really time consuming. And I figured, okay, unless I kind of get retired or something, I won't invest so much time just to make a piece of fabric. Not productive way to spend time, but I do have a appreciation of this, old time. I'm not sure if it's past time. It's probably not, but I respect women back then that spend so much time in front of loom, be a productive member of the society. There we go. 经纬纵横. Thank you for watching. Hope to see you another day.